I'd like to, you've both done really interesting things. So Tiffany, I know starting with you, if we zoom in on the HPE reality show, I mean, I tuned into the last series, and I mean they're doing a good job of showcasing young talent at the partners. So they're doing their bit. But just being really nosy, I'd like to know more about what it was like being on that process, and also for you, like what kind of impact it had for you going back into Telefonica Tech after you'd won it. Was it just kind of straight back to work, like, or has it had a kind of lasting impact on your role, and just what were the highs and lows of the process?
Yeah, it's definitely had a lasting impact on my role and just me as a person. It
Mm.
was probably the hardest thing I've done in my entire life.
It looked hard,
But
yeah, it looked terrifying. Yeah.
yeah, it was so stressful. I actually couldn't eat or sleep the whole time I was there because I was so stressed. And I don't usually feel stress, but I think because I knew that I was representing my company and it was a very intense environment. So it was
Yeah.
4 days and 4 nights staying over,
Right.
mic'd up 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. every day, and
Really.
2 different tasks in front of judges.
Yeah.
I kind of say it was like The Apprentice. That's probably the
Yeah,
closest
yeah,
reality thing that I could compare it to. And yeah, it was very demanding because also you spend all that time with the people that you're essentially competing against.
Right.
So, you want to like have a nice time and get on with everyone, but there's obviously an undertone of this is a competition and like you are my competition. So as
Yeah.
much as we get on, I'm still thinking about the fact that
Yeah.
I kind of need to beat you.
And so you did want to win it then as well.
Yeah, I think I kind of kept that a bit
Yeah.
quiet because you never want to go in and say that you're going to win something
Yeah.
and then like it just, it's so unpredictable how it's going to turn out. But yeah, it was yeah, truly challenging, but that's exactly one of the reasons why it's the best thing that I've ever done, because life's all about putting yourself outside of your comfort zone, and that's really how you can level yourself up. So I did immediately notice the impacts coming back to work. People in the company who didn't know who I was before were coming up to me and talking to me about the show. So
Asking for advice on sales pitches and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I actually did have some
Yeah.
people ask for some advice. And like even some of the technical people in my company, which is obviously so valuable to have relationships with those kind of people, they then knew who I was, and it kind of boosted my credibility for a lot of the people that I spoke to. So immediately off the back of that, I then got a promotion, and it's been great. I think, yeah, the boost in my portfolio as a person in the company, my internal profile, has been amazing, and the opportunity to then progress into a new role in the company as well, it's been really great.
No, great. And I mean, talking about promotions, Daniel, you've been promoted about 17 times, I think, since you joined the story. But also, I think what you've done that's really interesting is you're part of the channel community. I think you're the youngest committee member, but you're one of the matchmakers. So you do a lot of you do a lot of stuff where you're trying to match experienced mentors up with mentees who need mentorship in the channel. So I mean, that's a really interesting role. So yeah, tell me more about the highs and lows of that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been so good to speak to all of these mentees that are looking for advice and looking for support, because I was in their shoes. So it's really, really nice to see the influx of people looking for that. And we've got some incredible mentors, most of which I've met and had the opportunity to learn from and speak to, and also understand their areas of specialism. So it's it's a great position to be in, to help connect the dots and introduce people. And similar to what I'm doing in distribution, we're connecting dots, we're helping people, we're providing advice. So it comes quite natural to do that, and also getting closer to others in the industry that are new in, similar to myself. So building that network up of future leaders, future employees in the channel is really great. Lows, I think, it's quite difficult because overwhelmingly the channel community has been positive. I think possibly one of the challenges has been actually getting lots of mentees to come on board and seek the advice. I think there's been a stigma saying you're too junior for mentorship, you're not quite ready for it. So it's been quite challenging to break those barriers down. But alternatively, the highs was probably the Manchester event that we ran recently, because I'd say a good 60% of attendees to that were mentees and looking for
Yeah.
a mentor. So I think I'm starting to see that shift now of new people coming through, and I was responsible for that event, so I'm glad it was a success.
Oh, it was.
So-
Yeah. I wasn't able to attend, but I heard a lot of glowing reports about it.
It was a huge success. I was lucky to be there, and yeah, Dan
Thank you.
smashed that one out of the park for sure. And
Yeah.
I think just touching on what Dan and Tiffany are talking about there, Doug. I think there's that dare to be brave type of mentality now. If you think of the talent show and then the channel community stuff that these guys have done, it's that vulnerability which is quite endearing. I think we've got a culture now which it's fine to drop the ball now and again. It's fine if you're not quite doing it to 100%, but the fact is you're doing it, and you learn from that and you move on from that. And what I've found is, especially the stuff I've seen with Dan in the channel community, it inspires others to get involved. And I think that's the key thing here. I think it's that place of, it's a safe place and it's a trusted place. So, and the perception that is seen for Tiffany in Telefonica Tech now, and I'm sure Dan in Distology, is that perception. Yes, it raises your profile and it raises your personal brand, and in a positive way, of course it does. But actually, it shows more about you as a person. I think it shows that, guys, you can go and do this, so your colleagues or your partner network that you're involved with, and I'm sure you guys have seen some of that amongst, that bit of inspiration, dare I say it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say, since going on the show, obviously they're now running it again this year, and I was trying to convince everyone to sign up because it was such a great experience. And like you say, it's kind of about creating those new norms.
Yes.
And like putting the boundary up of
Yeah.
of what you can do and what's normal to be able to do, and
Yeah.
not looking down on doing something because it's different, because it's risky, but actually admiring that and aspiring for more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a really nice crossover is that your channel community, Daniel, is going to Tiffany's Telefonica Tech HQ next
Yeah.
month, right?
And
Or
I'm
depending on
very
when this
excited
goes
for
out.
that. Very, very excited for
Yeah.
it. They look like incredible offices as well. So
Have you not been?
not yet.
Oh wow, it's amazing.
Yeah. And just to finish off, so can you both tell me about one thing you've got planned for the rest of the year? Tiffany, let's start with you.
I'll be completely honest. So I think this is probably the first year that I have had an aggressive target in my career. So I've only been working for 2 years in sales.
Right. You say aggressive.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought, yeah.
Or maybe that's not the right. That's maybe a negative word, but
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean. Like
yeah.
I've got a target that I need to work to. So
A higher target.
a higher target, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is, the first time that I've thought,
Yeah.
like, how do I go about making this target, and like just reframing how I approach things. So that is definitely going to be a big thing for me. This is also completely off topic, but I feel like it's kind of a funny thing to mention as well.
Yeah.
But I think since like having this new mindset of being uncomfortable and doing new things, I have taken that mindset to like beyond work as well, and like my everyday life. So I hate running. I've never ran in my entire life, but obviously the marathon was on the weekend there. So I've signed up to do a marathon
Without ever
Fantastic.
having.
Wow.
with never running. Well, I might not get chosen for it. I put my name into the ballot,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I just think, life's about doing crazy things and pushing yourself. So
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Like,
it's not related to
Love
IT
you're
at
not
all.
you going
But
for a 1 hour 59-minute marathon.
oh,
but,
absolutely not. No.
No, so that's so that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I think my running days might be behind me, but and Daniel, what's one thing that you've got planned?
Well,
for
I
the rest
think
of the
for
year?
me, like, and Richard can attest to this, I've been pretty much moving into a house, doing loads of house projects. I've literally not stopped. So I'm going to go on holiday. I'm going to go to Mallorca. That's booked at the end of May. And I'm going to sit on a beach and actually relax. So I'm very excited for it. A little bit boring, but
It's all about
I feel
balance.
like it's needed. And you'll need one after the
In
marathon.
Mallorca, there might be a marathon on in Mallorca. You never know, so it could be another reunion.
Well,
And that's,
crossover, yeah.
I can watch that one for sure.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, I want to say thank you to the two of you for joining us today. It was really good to hear another perspective on the topic that we talk about a lot. So thank you both for your time, and Richard as well.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you
It's
so
been great.
much.
Yeah.
Thanks.